Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to go over the inventory of convertible tops here at Encore. We're going to go through some of the differences between the years of Foxbody 83 to 93. And I'm going to show James a frame that I've pulled for him. He's been very patiently waiting for his order while I pull out what is a special 91 to 93 fitment. So if we look here, there's a top on this 89, a top on a 90, a top missing from an 84, there's a 91 missing back there, some 93s, an 89 in the corner. So there's a reason I've got certain cars pulled apart, and it's because there's a difference when it comes to the Foxbody convertible frames. In 91, Ford did something with this tack strip in the back. They made it look a little neater, I guess. Instead of having this chrome trim end and this big ribbon on the exterior, I believe they went away with it, and all of that was on the underside. It also folds in 91, 2, and 3 much further down, which gives you, instead of a turtle shell kind of a look with your parade boot or whatever you call that convertible boot on, and you can still see the top is up. In some of the older Fox bodies in the 91 to 3, that thing should tuck all the way flush and down, so that cover can fold or can be installed straight over the top and not see the wrinkles of the bars underneath. So for many years I've known to save all kinds of tops. These are T-tops, I save notch tops, that's a hard top. I've saved all kinds of these body pieces in metal. It's pretty easy to identify. That's a Foxbody T-top. It's a hatchback. This is a hatchback. This is a coupe. Very easy to identify these. And I've been in the business now almost 20 years. And it took me quite a while to realize that the convertible tops are different in a Foxbody. I would have never guessed that 83 to 93 they did anything really significantly different. And look at all these tops. I know it's a mess. Some of these have been here quite a while. But because Ford made the difference in the 91 to 93 tops, if you have a 93 Mustang or a 2 or a 1, you don't want the older frame that's going to stick up higher when it's closed. Even some of the new vinyl companies, when they sell vinyl, sell it like an 83 to 90 fit and then 91 to 93. It's been an upgrade, if you want to call it that, to get a 91 and newer top frame and put it on your 83 to 90. It just gives you a cleaner look when this top is down. So in the past few years, I just had a generic photograph on the website that says you'll get an unbroken top frame from 83 to 93. And I don't know if it took someone telling me or a return and exchange, something of that effect, to find out that there was a difference. And I just never got to adjusting the ad. I'm a very busy place. I only got this hand and this hand to work with. So, you know, getting to the website and making every last I, dot, and T cross hasn't really been something I've taken the time to do. And what that means for the client is, well, they're waiting on me to go find a top when it's time for me to sell it. For example, this is an 86. It's a low mile car. It's a straight, clean top frame, but it's got those silver buttons on it. Well, my customer James has a newer Mustang. He wouldn't want that frame. I don't believe, unless we talked ahead of time, that it's not going to close as the old one did, and it may cause some appearance issues going forward. So the reason I earlier showed cars over there in the backyard that were missing tops, and I'm going to show some missing convertible tops here, is I want to be accurate. There is no part number on these frames when Ford changed any of this. And if the vinyl is completely missing, it's very hard for me to identify what year frames these are. So if anybody's watching this video that can add in the comments what they know about the older top versus the newer top frame. And as I'm showing the parts cars I still have left, I see a lot of chrome button, chrome button, chrome button. Some of these have been changed where I've sold a good top and then just put a different one on, but almost every top I see here has chrome button that has something to do with that rear tack strip. And I've never really, I'm looking on Google, of course, and asking Corral and looking at posts that are 20 years old about, you know, questions people had back in the day. Hey, I'm going to the junkyard. I want to put this, that, and the other. Does it fit? And well, you really don't have that option to go to a junkyard anymore. So, you know, now that I'm the supplier for these, I've got to do that kind of homework. It's just something that kind of caught up with me. And I was back there today. I made a slip and fall on myself, and I said, you know what? Going forward, I'm going to get rid of that stock photograph. Probably even take the listing down until I get tops pulled out, cleaned up, and ready to ship. They are kind of a hot item. I shouldn't say hot item. They're an item that sell often, because if you have a tree fall or a bar snap or you know, a hurricane, you know, God forbid, you're going to need basically a complete frame. If I have a cracked frame, maybe I'll section out one or two pieces to somebody, but it's so much labor to pound out pins and lubricate and get cotter pins out of the way. It's really, really difficult, at least for me, to even think about trying to sell just convertible top pieces. It really makes sense in most cases, to just sell one whole. So almost every top that I've looked at here is a button side top. There are some other ways to know, I guess. I mean, if I really got into each individual car, that's an 88 convertible right there with the white rippedness over there. That top might be a 93 top. It might have been changed in 1997 before I was even out of school. You know, how do I know if that frame's been changed? So going forward, I'm educating everyone who's watching just to that there is a difference, and I'm asking anyone who's watching to comment below that can educate me as to any other way to identify a convertible top frame out of the car. Now I'll go show some other cars that I do have. Save T-tops. I save every top out there. This is the only one that really gives me trouble when it comes to IDing them. And since people need them, I want to be able to just ship them. I don't want to have to box it, clean it, paint it. James, this time I know you're really being patient with me to do that. So this is a 92. Now, last time I had an order like this one that just came in, I just came out here and pulled the top off. Now I've got, you know, all these seat belts going from red to pink and things going bad. That's my fault, absolutely. I'm sorry for any of you who are watching this video that are crying, watching me sell one piece and then sacrifice 12 more to make that happen. But you know, I'm a one-man orchestra. And what kind of music do you expect me to play? I'm doing the best I can. So here what I want to show is one 93 GT that I do have. So like I've been saying this entire time, there's this tack strip, these chrome buttons, this piece of like trim-ish here on the outside. It's not on this one. So again, I've been online trying to educate myself with other people's you know, trials and tribulations, to just go back to that pile of frames back there, pull out one for James, pull out another one, clean it up. But it's really hard to identify them unless it's in a 93, doesn't have the tack strip. Now Ford did offer, let's see if this 93 still got it. It's up there. I didn't think this door would want to open. Let me stick my hand in here for everybody. So there's a factory headliner in there. How about that? So 93 Ford did put like a sound deadening, kind of more better of appearance too. If you're in the car, you don't see all these skeletons and bars, and you know, every little raindrop is banging in your eardrum. So what's nice for James, and we're going to go look at a top for him shortly, is that I found a frame in the pile that had a headliner number 1. So I was very easily able to identify it. And I believe there was enough vinyl left on it where I was able to see that it also doesn't have that rear exposed like tack strip. So what that means is it's a 93 top. It's not a 92 top. It's not a 91 top. This is a 93 top. So I did say I kind of muscled this thing out back there and had a little trip and slip. And I just said, you know what? For what it takes me to go back there, and I was pulling vines and tree limbs because they've been back there a long time. So James, instead of going and dismantling another car, which it looks like I might only have 1 or 2, leaving them exposed to the elements, you've already been patient with me enough. to get this order together. I wanted to show you that not only do I have it, I have a whole bunch to pick from. It's just a very specific request and need, and I only want to deliver this thing once. I know we're working on a pickup option, which is great. So I'll show the other side. The problem I have right now, and I told you this earlier, James, is that I didn't want it to be picked up until it had been all greased, and you know, if I need to paint something or replace something, I want to get that done. You should have basically an install ready piece. This one's a little bit stuck. So I'm not 100% done with the order. I mean, if you wanted, because I know it's a 93 and it's correct and it's not broken, if you want to have a pickup scheduled, that's totally fine, but I would like to continue with that fine-tooth comb and get this thing completely ready to install. But I know it's been quite a long time already, so I'll leave that up to you. Today's the 9th. I think you mentioned something about the 10th. So I've greased. Let's see how much is left here. I got about a half a can left, so I've used about a half can on every joint I can see I didn't cut every single piece of this old headliner out. But so it's not supposed to be green. The headliner was supposed to be black. But as you can see, there's all these screw holes on the front that like held the backing of it in. There it is. So that's a factory 93 headliner. I don't remember what the ad says about the latches being included or not included. Usually I would assume that I don't. Just because if you break your frame, you probably have good latches. I mean, this one, it's free in that regard. I've got it hanging here by these chains, hoping it'll kind of naturally loosen up here overnight. I did start working on this other latch a little bit more and got it. There's this latch here. So that one pretty much opens and closes all the way. It's got a bolt in here instead of the correct pin. So, James, if this works for you, it's a 93 frame. It's not broken anywhere. It did sit out, so it's got a little bit of some stickiness to it right now. But I didn't find any damage to it, and I know it's the correct fit. So this is the one I have selected for you. I'm sorry it's in such terrible shape, and it's here in a, you know, kind of a rough condition, but I told you I'd try and wrap this up today, so I wanted you to at least see this. And you know, if you want your person to pick it up tomorrow, that's fine. I'll get as much done on it as I can. Or if you want to wait until I'm completely done and it plops and drops and opens and closes and everything like it's supposed to, a little detail work, I can do that with you too. So again, anybody else that's paying attention, I do have the pump motors. I took that out when I was walking through today, so I do have the convertible top pump motors. I have the latches. I have the interior quarter panel plastics, seat belts, trunk lids, this kind of trunk carpet. That's actually another convertible piece. So anything you might need for the top, the frame, specific to convertibles. There's a lot of convertible parts cars here. I really like to choose those back in the day when you could actually find a parts car. A convertible has, you know, extra window motors and other doodads and trinkets. Again, like this roof, for example, it's something I sell pretty often. How often do I sell a hardtop or a notchback roof? Not as often. So I have a lot of convertible stuff. I knew they were a good car to get. Here's some even quarter panels and things, convertible parts. So thanks everyone for your attention. If you like the kind of content I'm bringing and parts I'm showing, go ahead, give me a thumbs up on this video. You could subscribe to my channel so you see the next time I post stuff. You can comment below if you have any questions for me, and I would love some input. I know my customer's going to go ahead and reply on here, which would be great. I'd like your feedback. And anybody else who can help me take these 20 or 30, 40 tops that I've got around and give me some of your expertise on how to identify them once they're out of the car. Thanks everyone. James, talk to you soon. Appreciate your business and your patience. Everyone have a good day.